All right, Steve. Quiet on the set.
I'm Steven with Tobacco Cabana.
And I'm David. I'm a Texan, and I love cigars. This is the Roadshow. All right, Stephen, we're back, man.
We're back and we got more news.
We got news. We've got news for you.
Yep.
Cigar news, right here on the Roadshow. Am I interrupting you?
No, not at all.
What do you got, Stephen?
CAO releases another vision.
You had that in the show, the shop once, right?
We did. This is their 2022 vision.
So what was the one that, when was that? Was that like 2-3 years ago?
I think it was about 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
And they had a vision a long time ago, too.
Okay, but I remember that box. It was like a light-up box.
That's part of
the whole vision thing?
The vision is this elaborate box, beautiful elaborate box. Mm-hmm. Here they describe it, 30-count humidor.
So it's a humidor?
Yeah.
The box
is a humidor.
The box that the cigars come in is an actual humidor?
Humidor, yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, very futuristic looking as they describe it. Holographic foil treatments, working LED lights, and 2 push-sensitive drawers that each hold 15 smokes.
Oh, wow.
So this is going to be
that one's a... Yeah.
It's going to be a piece of modern art.
Right.
If you've got it sitting out displayed for people.
Yeah, that's definitely something I want sitting out on top of a counter somewhere. Mm-hmm. That doesn't sound like something I'm going to put up on my walls. You know?
No, you're
not
going
that's not going to be it. I don't know, it might look cool. It's all lit up there.
Yeah, it'll be flashing in the background.
So what is the blend for the Vision this year?
Let's see. It is going to be made with a lush reddish-hued Honduran Jamastra Viso wrapper.
I see jalapa in there.
Yeah, Nicaraguan jalapa binder, and a blend of Nicaraguan fillers from Condega, Esteli, and jalapa.
Wow.
A lot of Nicaraguan in there.
That sounds nice.
Yep.
Is it one Vitola?
It is. It's a 6x52 Toro.
Okay. Good Toro size, right?
Yep. MSRP is going to be about $19 on a stick.
I think that's less expensive than the ones before.
I think it is.
I think it is. So So is this something that people will be able to buy one stick of and not have to buy the whole humidor?
Depending on the retailer. So we've had where we've sold the sticks and then sold the humidor. I've known a couple retailers who are like, no, you're buying the whole thing. Okay. Which if you had the vision, you love the vision, no problem.
Right.
You're going to do that. Limited production. We're talking about 1,000 or 1,700 humidors.
Wow.
At retailers.
Okay.
So again, very different.
Yeah. I don't think I smoked the other Vision. That's probably one of the only CAO cigars I did not get a hold of.
That 2020 was a Cameroon wrapper. So they're changing it up.
And I love a Cameroon wrapper. Mm-hmm. I missed out on that one. Wow. I'm sure maybe there's some of those floating around somewhere.
Should be
Somewhere floating around. All right, well.
What do you got?
I've got something from Macanudo. Inspirado of the year of the rabbit.
Chinese calendar.
I know when I was born in '63, that was the year of the rabbit.
Oh, so it's coming back around.
Yeah, it's coming back around. It's coming to the global markets, they said. So STG, Scandinavian Tobacco Group, General Cigar, they're the ones that handle a lot of that. January 22nd, 2023, it is called the Year of the Rabbit, limited edition, and sold exclusively in select markets in Europe and Asia.
Not in America?
It's what it says. It says exclusively in the select markets. And now, is that to say that...
Oh, it'll be here.
It'll be here and only in select places out there? Like it's not total worldwide? Is that what it's saying?
Hopefully
I need to get a clarification on that. But they're saying that while the Lunar New Year celebrations are gaining in popularity, the demand for Macanudo Inspirado continues to grow globally as the blends are particularly appealing to a range of palates. Interesting. The blend on this, I mean, this one, the boxes. There's only 3,900 boxes being made. Each contains 10 cigars. Okay, so it says, in markets including but not limited to France, Spain, the United Arab Emirates, and Macau.
Huh.
Interesting. Why would they limit it only? Is that normal for cigars?
Well, there are some limited and regional releases, but Macanudo is global, so
Yeah.
that's a little surprising. And I mean, love the Inspirato line. I've had several of those and really get away from what you would typically think of as a Macanudo. That,
Right,
that real light, mild flavor.
beginner.
They're getting into
More flavorful
profiles.
I remember that last Inspirato that we had on the show. It was the newest one that they'd put out, a white label.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that. Just the aroma on the light up of that one was nice.
Yep.
But this one is saying it's got a Connecticut shade wrapper.
Nice.
Grown in the U.S.
Right.
And then a Mexican binder and hand-selected tobaccos from the Dominican Republic and Mexico. And they're saying it's a rich smoke with a pleasant aroma, and it pairs beautifully with an array of beverages and cuisines.
Oh.
I don't think about pairing a cigar with cuisine, do you?
Not typically smoking while eating, but after.
I'll smoke and eat. I will do that. But I don't really think about pairing my cigar with food. Dave, quit nodding your head. I know Dave does.
Right.
Being somebody that's a steward, a bourbon steward, and a wine sommelier, as he is, I know he would think about that. I will smoke and eat at the same time, and I find it nice. I like it, but I don't think about it. I think about this. I think about pairing it with a drink.
But this year we've seen the knuckle sandwich from Guy Fieri, and Davidoff had a cigar blended with Master Chef. So maybe that's the next pairing.
Next thing. So next thing we're going to see when we go to Cigar Herfs or something like this, we're going to have the charcuterie section over here to have some nice cheeses and things like that.
Yeah, you're the rabbit, Hassenpfeffer.
Hassenpfeffer. Where's my Hassenpfeffer? All right, man. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.
This is a 70-year-old Glenlivet. That was bottled by Gordon and MacPhail's. It's the absolute oldest by age statement in the room. I've got some older. This is a 1935 bottling. It's not of age. It's probably 12 to 18 years old. So it's older than this, which was bottled put in the cask in the 40s. This was put in the cask in 1935.
Right.
But this stayed in the cask for 70 years.
Especiale.
Welcome back, guys. We got a little bit more news.
Yeah, a new series coming out from West Tampa Tobacco.
You know who that is. That's Rick Rodriguez from CAO, the ex-blender of CAO, one of my favorite. He's got a lot of great stuff. I have not had the West Tampa yet.
No, neither have I. I've been reading lots of reviews.
Yes, I know. I haven't had it yet. I'm going to get my hands on it. I know I will. But here he is, already coming out with something
We're getting a thumbs up from the audience on it.
Yes, okay. He's already got something else coming out called the Attic. And the first one in the series is of this Attic is a 6x54 Toro. It's got a San Andreas wrapper.
Right. You know what that means when we hear series? Buy extra and hold on to them.
Oh.
So you can get the whole series. Unlike when we get surprised and that was the end of the series.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Mexican San Andreas, 6x54, grown in the Condega region.
Yeah.
And Esteli, build as a medium to full body. Well, that's kind of
That's
typical Rick.
I like.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. But it's saying it's a $12.99 cigar, so it's an average. I think that's probably going to be close to average pricing for cigars now.
Right. Comes in a 14 count box. That's a little different.
Yeah,
typical
10, 20
we see a lot of. 14. That's a little different.
I wonder what so the box has got to look different.
Yep.
Is why you would put 14 in there. Interesting. Yeah.
2,000 boxes being produced. So, again, if you get hold of one, smoke it, like it, probably worth buying and holding on to a box for a while. And
Yeah,
get
they're
the
saying,
complete
yeah,
series.
the box it's an image of an old chaveta against a lone chair in an attic. So that's why they're calling it something you would find up in the attic. It's a nod to Rodriguez's grandfather. Cool, I like that.
Gotta love that.
Homage to those that helped you get to where you're at. I like that.
There we go. Said to feature a number of Easter eggs as well. While the footband contains a QR code for the consumer to scan and learn more about the cigar and its story. That's becoming another feature. We know Placencia's got their tags and other advances in the cigars, so you get to know more about what it is you're smoking.
Very, very cool. I'm excited about that. I got to get my hands on those. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
The Attic series is a no series from West Tampa Tobacco Company. It's a series of cigars that we're going to develop great blends, great cigars. It's a series that's going to allow me to share some of my personal stories, my career, my family, my upbringing in Tampa. But I guarantee you this: you're going to enjoy the cigars, to experience these different blends, these different tobaccos. But also, I think you're going to enjoy really the stories behind those blends. So I look forward to introducing these new series. So let me be the first to welcome you to the Attic.
Today's Cigar Word is brought to you by Erez Premium Cigars. Today's Cigar Tip is brought to you by Micallef Cigars.
Okay.
So,
wait a minute. What are we doing?
we need a tip.
Okay, I'll take a tip.
All right. Let's talk about ash in your cigar.
You just knock it off, right?
No. That'll cause it to burn a little too hot. You want what to you is a comfortable amount of ash. And I can say that can be between 3/4, maybe an 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches on a cigar, because that helps cool the smoke. Now, as you get past the halfway mark, start getting into that 30, you don't want to leave too much ash, because then it can kind of choke out the cigar and cause you to have to relight.
So how do those guys keep those cigars lit when they're doing the long ash contest?
That's a whole set of rules to follow.
I mean, you're talking about a whole cigar. I've seen some cigars where, I mean, the whole thing's ash.
Yeah.
I know they're laying on their back while they're smoking it, but,
something, yeah.
But how do you, if it's going to choke it out, it's like you've got to probably keep puffing on it pretty consistently.
Puff on it. You got to be careful. Some of the contest rules don't let you blow back through it.
Oh,
like, don't
purging.
do that.
Yeah.
Don't let you.
Okay.
But for the everyday smoker, not in a competition, when you get to that last third, it's okay to purge and everything, but don't let your ash get too big.
Now that's got some solid ash on there. That's some good solid white ash.
But I wouldn't tap that off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait. Longer.
And depending on where you're at, what you're doing, I think your ash depends too on what I'm wearing. I don't want it to land on me.
Nope.
Or maybe my ash is a little flakier than normal.
Got it.
You know what? And if you can, I'll a lot of times say it gets like that, I'll just kind of lightly tap it. If it doesn't break off, I'm not ashing it.
Right. It's stuck.
It's stuck. It's good.
Yeah.
All right. Another good tip, man.
Yep.
All right. Welcome back.
Man, what a tip.
Another tip. Always good. Simple things. Ash in a cigar.
And that's something that we forget about or we don't think about, or, especially if you're a cigarette smoker where it's always But just to add, if I can add one thing on it, roll it off.
Roll it off.
And if it doesn't roll off, or just a small tap like that, it doesn't pop off,
leave it.
Let it. It's not ready to go.
Yeah.
Not ready to go.
Well, you got a cigar in your hand that you've never had.
I do.
I'm bringing you cigars that I've never had this either.
So
they contacted the show and said, would you we appreciate what you and I are doing on the show with the pairings and the reviews of the cigars and stuff, and they wanted us to review their cigar. So he said he really appreciates how what we do and everything, and he was really looking forward to seeing what we would review in his cigar.
Look at the smoothness of that. I mean, there's almost no veins in it. You know, there's some nice texture.
Exactly.
To it.
It's a smooth vein. It's not toothy. I mean, it's a classy looking cigar band.
It's a very classy looking cigar band, and I took my foot band off.
Yeah,
because
see this?
I'm ready to go. I
Yeah,
mean,
we've got a foot band, a nice silk foot band on there, which always adds a touch. I know there are some people, you know, they go towards the look of the presentation of the cigar on the shelf, and a foot band will always add that note to it. So this is their only blend. It is, what'd we have? Did you have your phone?
yes.
We had, we pulled it up on the website because it's got a neat backstory to it. The Lovely, you would think, why Lovely? What? Okay, it's a lovely cigar. It's got a cool backstory to it.
So it goes back into history, so this is from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Right.
And it goes back into the late 1800s, early 1900s, when cigars were more predominantly made up in Green Bay and up in the Chicago area. And so according to what it says here, that it is named after a cigar brand called Ain't That Lovely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this was something that was produced back in the day in that region, in that area of Wisconsin, right? Mm-hmm. And so they're paying homage to what that region had in the area back in the early 1900s. Like I said, this is their only cigar blend, but I do know it's Nicaraguan, it's a Mexican San Andreas.
Well, it doesn't say Mexican San Andreas. It just says Mexican binder.
Okay.
But it's an Ecuadorian wrapper.
I'm going to say it's Ecuadorian Habano.
I'm saying that as well because this is a nice natural color, which is reminiscent of the Ecuadorian Habanos rather than other Habanos that we are familiar with from Honduras and Nicaragua, where it's much more of a darker Maduros color.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and light this up, but some of the history, go to their website, you can see some of the history that they're talking about this area and why they wanted to pay homage to this Ain't That Lovely, and so this one's named Lovely.
Ain't That Lovely.
Oh.
The cold draw was nice on it. The nose on the foot was nice. I was getting a little bit of mint off of the nose on the foot.
Wow, that's a cool, you said mint, but I would describe it like a cool taste, like a cool, not real minty, but you know, cool. When you eat something that's mint, you have that cool breeze filling in your mouth when you breathe in or something. And it's a real clean, I'd say it's a clean taste.
Almost a little bit of citrusy. A little bit of citrus on that, especially on the retro.
Very, very lightly, yeah. No, I like that. That's lovely. It is, though. I mean,
without a play on words.
Without a play on words, right? Good construction on it too. It's just the construction of it, feeling it right here. The cut, just cut off the. I mean, you guys can see we cut the cap off. I mean, that's it. We cut the cap off. Good draw. Any cigar that you should be able to just cut the cap off and it should draw perfectly.
And just it's a nice draw. It's a nice light to medium bodied in the smoke. It's not really heavy on the palate, but the flavors aren't overpowering.
What are you getting out of it, Stephen?
about to get into that final third, and it's, again, very light
Mhm.
all the way through. I'd say medium minus.
Medium minus, so
Yeah.
medium, yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't changed profile.
Which I don't mind.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind. I don't have to have that punch in your face anymore.
Well, so now I'm gonna interject here a little bit. Remember, when we're talking about the body, it's the amount of smoke and it's how heavy that smoke feels in your palate.
Right.
So it's got a nice medium intensity on the flavors. The flavors aren't jumping in your face. There's not a lot of pepper right off the front of it. We may get some pepper at the back in the final third, but I have a feeling that the intensity of it's going to be very subtle
Very
of it.
subtle.
Okay. So new cigar again
New
that
cigar
you're going to
again.
pair with another whiskey or bourbon that you brought.
So this is called an American whiskey.
Okay. So
It's
I've
not
had
a
Michters once, but you're saying I haven't probably had that one.
There's not a lot of people have had it. People are very familiar with the US 1 bourbon, the US 1 rye, the toasted. You know, those are the more predominantly known from Michters. But this is an American whiskey. It's not a bourbon and it's not a rye. Do you know why?
No.
The reason why, okay, so one of the rules for it to be considered a bourbon or a rye is it's got to be 50, we know the 51% or more on this,
Corn,
okay?
right.
Corn or rye if it's a rye.
Right.
But it also has to be in a new charred oak container.
A new charred oak,
New charred oak, so a barrel that's never been used,
but they charred it.
but they charred it.
Okay.
So that's for bourbons, ryes, wheat, and the weeded whiskeys. Okay. An American whiskey does not have that constraint. So this is considered an unblended. So they didn't. It's small batch. They still they're still blending the small batches together.
Okay.
But it's in a was aged in a whiskey soaked white oak. So not brand new. They didn't char it.
Oh wow.
It's a
I'm sorry, but when I
you
we'll
did
come
this
back to
last
that.
episode.
I did, yeah. So when you get something and all of a sudden I get interrupted because your brain, when you taste something or smell something and it just hits you, you want to recognize it. And to me, it was like caramel. It was like caramel. It's not sweet caramel. And I haven't even smelled that yet.
Oh, but
You know?
you got to hear this pop.
There we go. But it just hit me with, it wasn't sweet, but it was like, when you smell caramel, that's what it reminded me of real quick. And the bottle hadn't even cracked yet. So, and a lot of times you're going to smell caramel and vanilla in bourbons and whiskeys and stuff. But so what you were saying about the white oak before I rudely interrupted you.
No, all good, man. When you get that
when
type of explosion of something or that type of a wow moment, you got to talk about it. So this is a bourbon soaked white oak. So they took a brand new barrel,
Okay.
put whiskey in it, bourbon, and soaked the barrel in it, emptied the barrel, then put this in there to age.
That's got a beautiful nose.
Now, you've heard me say 100,000,001 times. If you've heard me say it once, I don't like describing cigars as being smooth. I don't like describing whiskeys as being smooth because it's a cop out, or it's a it better be smooth type,
Right.
Right. Description, right?
Right. No, when I smelled this, the ethanol doesn't hit you in the face, in the nose.
This is a low proof. This is 91 proof.
Okay, yeah.
So
got
that's
a
going to
beautiful
explain
nose
that. I mean, the aromas on this, butterscotch on the nose.
So that, thinking about that, oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, butterscotch, caramel type. Before we even cracked this bottle open, I was getting a caramel type note off of that one draw that I had. And now to pair it with a drink that you're saying is going to be along those same lines, I'm excited to get into this pairing.
Now what's interesting, okay? We get the caramel from the char of the barrel, but yet this barrel wasn't charred. So where are we getting the caramel from?
Where are we getting the caramel from?
From the bourbon that the barrel soaked in.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow.
So we've heard about devil's share. Devil's share is what the barrel takes in.
Okay.
Angel share is what
evaporates.
evaporates. So devil's share is what the barrel takes in, and as it ages, it pulls it out.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of it pulling out the sugars from the charring, we're getting the vanilla from the oak, because the vanilla comes from oak itself. We're getting the caramel from the bourbon of the devil's share that was soaked in, because this is a bourbon soaked barrel, not a charred barrel.
So this is Michters
US 1
Small Batch US 1 unblended American whiskey. Established 1753. Wow. Okay, that's yeah, it's got a really good nose. Do you have any of this, Stephen, on you in your glass?
No.
No, you need some. This is.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Stephen, the owner
Yeah.
of Tobacco Cabana.
Yeah, that's really.
God, love that sound.
Yeah.
Golly, that's nice. Man, that's nice. Now, is this something people can get?
You can get this every day, all day long.
Okay.
And this is a $55, $60
$55,
bottle.
$60, okay. Good average. I can see, to me that's a good bottle. Is when I go 50 or 60 on a bottle. That's, I like to do that, or, if I spend more than that on a bottle, it's a special treat for me. That's just, that's me. I stick around that 50, 60, and then maybe under more often. And so that would be definitely one I'd want to grab. Michters, I've had one once before, that is all, and I've seen people drinking it, but I just, I don't know, I missed it on the shelves or something, just haven't gotten it myself. But this is pairing nicely with this. Yeah, it is smooth. And don't take that the wrong way, like you said.
There's no other way to describe it, because it's crisp. We usually don't talk about whiskeys, as having that crisp. We talk about tequilas or vodkas being crisp, right? They're having that cool, crisp feeling.
Wow. Yeah, that's just that retro hell after taking a drink. That vanilla, that caramel, that butterscotch smells and tastes come through so much more with that. Both of these together, I would label this a nice, good, smooth.
This is a really nice balanced pairing.
Balanced pairing, yes.
And if you remember from our previous episodes, we talk about 3 different types of pairings. You've got your complementary pairing, where 2 flavors complement each other and they lift each other up. You've got contrast pairing, where one note is contrast to another and they kind of even each other out. And then you've got that balanced pairing, to where everything just marries up together perfectly. And you want to hit, the goal is to find that perfect pairing, which is just that overall balanced pairing where everything just hits together beautifully, like a really good marriage, right?
Yeah, right.
This one right here, I would consider a balanced, nice balanced pairing, just overall cigar to whiskey, whiskey to cigar. And that's what I love about this one, is because its uniqueness in its flavors.
Mm-hmm.
I have come across so many good balanced pairings with this whiskey.
So how do you, is that like a hit or miss thing to come across those balanced pairings?
Starting off, it really is, but when you really get to know your tobacco, you can hit them more often than not, especially when we're dealing with Ecuadorians, okay?
Okay.
So Ecuadorians, we know Ecuadorians, especially the Sumatras, are really known for the earthy notes, those grassy sungrass, hay, fresh cut grass type notes.
Mm-hmm.
but Ecuadorian because of the region that the tobacco is grown, get a lot of your tropical fruit notes, the banana type notes, and you can really kind of start picking those up on the retro. And so the combination of those, and then you take the creaminess from the Habano in there, you match those in, now you're getting a really good overall spectrum of flavors in there, which allows you to be able to pair that with different types of whiskeys and wines and really be able to hit on those balanced type notes.
Okay. Okay. Well, so smoking this cigar now, you're a good inch in to that. So you've definitely got the flavors on that first. What would be another whiskey you might, knowing that this and how well it paired with this, what's another one that you think that this one would probably pair well with?
You know,
Could you do a Scotch?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly where I'm going. So as you know, I just came back from, a couple of weeks ago, came back from Vegas at the Whiskey Fest, put on by Whiskey Advocate. And for the VIP hour, they brought out some beautiful pours. In the last episode, I talked about how I got to try a 21-year-old Hibiki. The hit of the show for me, though, was a 40-plus-year-old Ben Romack.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's a Speyside Scotch,
Oh, okay.
barreled in 1978.
Oh, wow.
So the floral notes, the fruity notes, the butterscotch, creamy butterscotch notes that you get that just coat the tongue, and then it transitions into a ginger and white pepper at the very back and the long finish that lasted 20 minutes. That would pair so beautifully with this. So I would.
But you're talking about something that.
But I'm talking the characteristics of Speyside.
Speyside.
So I would go with a Speyside, go with a Dalmore, go with a Glenlivet, go with a Macallan, which is a Speyside.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely go with a Speyside Scotch.
So our viewers know, for those that don't, a Speyside is going to have more of what?
More floral.
Floral.
More floral with fruity notes on it.
And smoky or peaty?
No.
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 Okay.
No. You can find some smoky peaty in the much older.
Okay. So
Scotches?
Just to let people know, because they think Scotch, they think, I'm smoking dirt.
Yeah, smoking dirt or
and you're not
medicinal.
always doing that.
No,
So.
That's actually only small region now from Islay and little bits of lowland that are still doing that.
Right.
But because of the bourbon, really the bourbon revolution at the late 1800s and into the 1900s and just after the Prohibition, Scotland had noticed that they were losing a market hold on the whiskey because of the sweetness of bourbons. And so a lot of the distilleries, especially up in Highlands, which back in the 1900s, early 1900s and into the 2000s, the Highlands was all one region. The Speyside didn't even exist back then. It wasn't until 2012 that Speyside became a region.
Oh, wow.
They decided that they were going to change. And so they quit drying out the malted barley by smoking peat and started drying out, smoking it in other ways, but much smaller smoking or drying it out in kiln dries.
Okay.
So that allowed them to be able to come up with blends with the different types of yeast strains that they were using to come with a bit more sweeter, floral, fruitier type notes. So your Highlands and your Speysides are really going to be known for both of those type of notes, where Campbellton, Lowlands, and Islay is going to be most peaty and smoky.
But I think you're going to be able to find, so you can find, like you said, a Glenlivet.
Glenlivet 15, 12,
Any
Macallan
of those
12.
would be good. But you can definitely find some good bourbons to go with this
Oh,
cigar.
bourbons?
So what I was going to ask you was, you can definitely see who talks more, right? But
Are you trying to tell me to shut
no,
up?
by any means, no, because I want to know what you're now, after we've been smoking on this a bit and you've got it paired with this, but what is your impression? because this is a brand new cigar. This is their only blend right now. It's got a cool backstory. All that's cool and good and everything, but is the cigar good?
The cigar is really good.
Yeah.
The cigar is really good. I would love to see these guys.
If they blended this one and this is their only blend, I'd like to see something else.
I would like to see something else, and I would like to see them really, get out into the market so that people can try these. I mean, I would love to do a pairing of this on my own show, The Twisted Pair. I mean, because this is a really nice cigar.
Yeah.
It really speaks highly to the blend of the Ecuadorian, the Habano, the Nicaraguan, the Mexican. It really speaks highly to the blend. They've done a phenomenal job on this.
Yeah, so this is good, very good start, guys, with this one blend here. And, I'm always appreciative when somebody says, hey, I'd love for you guys to have my cigar on your show and give me your thoughts on it. So that's very cool in one aspect. But then to give me a cigar that is this good, that pairs very well with a drink like this.
Oh yeah.
It's lovely.
I mean, as you know, whenever we get people, there's always the question, okay, is this going to be a good cigar? Is this going to be one that I really want to, help promote and really help them get their name out, because are they putting out quality?
Yeah.
We don't want to talk bad about people, but we don't want to say, yes, this is a good cigar, and it's not.
And I'm not saying that because
no, this is a good cigar.
They wanted an honest review from us, and that's all. I mean, a lot of what you do is pairings. That's what you do is pairings of cigars and drinks and things like that. And it is a good-looking cigar. It's got a great backstory. It's got a beautiful band, a foot band to go with it. It's just a solid medium, on the lighter side of medium cigar. Great smoke output, great construction. And
I mean,
look
look at that ash.
Right? And it's pairing very, very nicely with the, like I said, the initial light up on this was nice. And then when he opened that bottle and you're saying vanilla and caramel and things like that, you're going to get with that. This was just a fantastic pairing. And I like it, it's when I always say, when we have these on here, when you get something that we had no idea, we never smoked this cigar before. You've had that, I've never had it before. And then you put those two together and you go, wow. This was a good match. Thank you for bringing this in, and thank you for getting these cigars in our hands.
Yes, absolutely.
Because that was just a great. I mean, I go back to like that BX3 that we had. That pairing, that was a fun pairing.
That was a fun pairing.
This pairing goes right alongside something like that. The flavors are matching so well with that and this. That they're not complementing, but they're just, it's blending together. It's like I'm smoking that, but yet drinking this, and it's like
it's that perfect match. And as we're talking about it, and I'm thinking about other whiskeys, whiskeys that you can get here in the United States easily, that I would pair this with. Recently had Jack Daniel's Bonded, which would, it's a new release. In fact, Whiskey Advocate just voted them as their #1 whiskey, coming in at 97 points on that. That one would be really good. Tennessee Whiskey, Uncle Nearest, 1858 at 100 proof, would be really good. I would like to try this one with a higher proof, to where we get some bit more of those types of oils in.
Yeah, that would be something to try this with a higher proof whiskey.
Yeah, a higher proof with this is low proof, but a little bit higher proof whiskey where you get in those nice oils.
So that's something interesting to do with your cigar pairings. Is okay, this one's great, love it. Okay, it's 91.
This is 91.
91. So, and now take this cigar that you like already, and go put it to something that's a higher proof.
Yeah.
And see what it does to the cigar, or vice versa.
Vice versa, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
See how the smoke, And that's one of the interesting things about pairings is, you know, when we talk about the body of the body, we're talking about how much smoke that there is, how heavy that smoke feels on your palate, in your mouth. And taking that with a whiskey that's got a lot of viscosity to it, and it's got a lot of oils, especially when you get into those buttery oils that's really heavy in coat.
Right.
And seeing how those two interact with each other on your palate.
Yeah, very cool. I love these cigar pairings, David. Dave, I'm David, you're Dave.
We did that last episode.
No, I'll get it right. But fantastic. I love it when you bring something in, and it's a great pairing like this. I love it. We got a new cigar. So good job, guys.
What do we got coming next?
Well, you know,
we got a new shop stop, right?
Shoot, shop stop. Why not? Right? Stay tuned, guys.
Hey folks, this is Graybeard, and I'm out here in Tampa, and I'm outside of Mi Casa Cigar. That's just outside of Tampa, and so we're going to do a shop stop and walk through. Hope you enjoy. this has been another shop stop by Leaf and Grain. This is Mi Casa Cigars, and this is just outside of Tampa in Florida. So if you're around this area, come by and give them a stop and check out what they've got. I'm impressed with their humidor. It's a beautiful shop, great people, nice beers on tap, and I was smoking the 25th anniversary by Karen Berger and paired it with the Cigar City Maduro Malt, which was a really good pairing. We're really impressed with it. So until next time, explore the pairings. There's something for everyone.
All right, Steven, we did it. Another show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff.
Well,
Pairing,
pairings, tips,
news, shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thing that we do, right?
Right.
We like to bring you guys a little bit of variety. We're trying to bring you a little bit more in the time frame that we've got so that you guys can see a little bit more of the culture, of the pairings that we like to do,
Yep.
of the shop stops, and get you guys a little bit more so you're sitting down and you can enjoy while you're sitting here
Right.
in a variety of things.
Thanks. Yep.
And if you guys are out there and you've got your favorite cigar shop that you're going to, please send in a video, or email me. I'll tell you how to do it. Set up your phone. It's not hard at all. If you want to talk or don't talk, I'll put music underneath it, and just show us where you guys smoke. We would love to see where you guys are at. And right here at Tobacco Cabana, that's this is a great shop.
Yep.
This is one of the few shops that's 24/7 for the
members.
For the members
We got
access, right?
Yep.
For the members access, they have 24/7 access. So
Yep.
it's one of the few shops in the area around here that allow that have that benefit for their members.
Mm-hmm.
And so appreciate Tobacco Cabana letting us come in here again, do another
Absolutely.
show. It's always fun, but we appreciate you guys for watching,
Yep.
and we always want to toast you guys, for and thank you for tuning in and putting up with us.
Right.
But always, like we like to say, Stephen, enjoy the leaf,
Grow the culture. Well,
all right, man.
And a little plug for Tobacco Cabana.
Yeah.
We've gone big with Drew.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a whole dedicated cabinet now carrying much more of their line.
Oh, yeah. That
So,
means Ligas. That means
Unicos and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
We got a lot of the 10s because we're seeing a lot of people who are like, I want a good cigar, and I got a 30, 40-minute commute. So we're selling a lot of
I
those.
like the little tins.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
All
look online, tobaccocabana.com.
Yeah, definitely. All right,
Cheers.
Man. Good show. See you guys.
Texas Cigar Roadshow is presented by Lone Star Cigar Association.